I'm now going to take you through a risk assessment audit. And again, like always, we start off from this screen where we've got risk assessment and we click Start Audit. The first question is, have there been any accidents since the previous risk assessment? So yes or no. If you say yes, put the details in and click Save Accidents. Otherwise no, and click Save Accidents there. So the next step is to add a hazard. So we add a hazard, and the hazard could be something like a slip hazard. Who is at risk and how are they at risk? So it could be the operator could slip and cause injury. So what existing controls are in place? So it may be that there's in the SOP, there is spill instructions with the spill kit. Okay. What is the likelihood of somebody having an accident? Well, at the moment, it could be likely. Okay, we're going to pursue that first. And then we're going to say, what's the consequence? So the consequence could be major, because if they fall and hit their head, it's going to cause them a significant injury. So the likelihood multiplied by the consequence gives us our risk, which in this case is an extreme risk. So the next question is, are you going to introduce new actions to reduce the risk? Now you could say yes. And if you say yes, it immediately asks you, what action are you going to do? And it puts this action in with all the other actions for the system. So in this case, the action might be to secure the pots to the desk. A pot of what? Oil, let's say. And so it's allocated to person. It just requires completion and it's fairly urgent. So we're going to put a deadline on it of a week. And it's a major severity. Does it require verification? Yes, that means that the auditor, myself, will verify it afterwards. So that the person will submit the action and will verify it afterwards. And you could take some photos if you're doing this on a tablet and upload them there. Click Create. So we've gone through the current situation. We've created an action. We could create multiple actions. And then what will the risk be after the actions have been implemented? So what we've done is we've changed the likelihood to rare. So we've reduced the rarity, but not necessarily the consequence. But if we was to add another action, I don't know, like put soft bumpers on everything around the area, then that might reduce it down to 3 to make it low risk. And if there's any SOPs or documents that you want to attach there, you can link those to the document management system. Click Update. And there we have our first hazard in the system. And you do that for each hazard that you find in that area. And when you're complete, you just click Complete Audit. And then any actions will continue to live on in the system. And they'll appear in the normal actions area with all of the other actions. That's why in this case it was important to put major, so it's towards the top of that list. Now once all of these audits have happened, we can go to reports and then the riskiest audits. And this tells us in order which are the most riskiest areas of our business. So that particular area has got a worst score of 25 inside its audit. And so we've got the existing score, we've got what would the score be if all the actions were completed. And then because the action's not been completed, the current score is actually still 20 there. So it could be a 6, but for some reason, nobody's done their actions, so it's still a 20. So this is a really useful report in order to say, well, where are my risks in my business? So that is filling out a risk assessment in the audit system.